Welcome to our series Technique in 10, where we go over technique, some foundational movements, misconceptions, and a little bit of style to help you perform your best coming this fall. My name is Mike Nicholas. I'm the Director of Athletic Development at Acceleration Sports Performance. As an athlete, I was a 3-time All-American as a cornerback. Today, we're going to go over the back pedal. Again, we're going to go through some foundational movements that I feel that biomechanically are correct, that help blend with the style that we want to play with. And by style, I mean every athlete or every DB has their own kind of ability to perform different movements based off of their strengths, their weaknesses, especially on the tactical side, so the schematic, the plays, or the coverages that you're running. But a couple things that we really have learned that help make athletes successful, and especially in the stance, is going to be your ability to stay front-loaded. And again, what we talk about a lot when we're looking at read steps or pedal or shuffle or crossover, that our biomechanics are going to set us up to be very aggressive coming up. Our momentum back will allow us to carry backwards. Okay, so a stance, if I'm here, okay, I want that nipple, knee, and toe all in alignment. Again, as you start to get a more comfortable style, you can set up however you want. Okay? But we generally want to be that front-loaded. Some of the misconceptions, especially in that first few steps, and I'll get into that in a completely different series, as I feel it's very important that we understand how to read our triangle and set up for success. Okay? But a lot of times, you'll get those read steps, and then we get into that pedal. The things that are really, really important, and we're going to look at shin angle, and we'll call this a neutral shin angle, so we're perpendicular to the ground. Anytime that knee is in front of that neutral, we're positive. Anytime we're behind that neutral, we're negative. You want to stay as positive as possible in the entire back pedal. And what that does, it allows you, when you want to come up, it allows your mechanics to help launch you forward. If we get too far negative in the back pedal and we start to become more of a pull back pedal, which is there, you'll see a lot of times we're leaving that way instead of a push where we're staying very positive. You'll end up taking too much time when you want to reverse that movement and come forward on a break. Okay? So beyond that first, couple of read steps, what we don't want and what we see a lot is becoming a pull where I'm just taking that foot and almost digging it and allowing myself to get negative. We lose that entire ability to come forward, because when we come this way, now we have to reset ourselves to come out. So we want to stay positive at all times. So when we backpedal, okay, we're here. It's more of a push, but I'm always making sure that that knee is in front of that neutral position. So again, beyond that quick game or that initial read step, I'm here, and I'm just going to push. So at any time, I have the ability to come up. The next part is if you're starting to get a receiver that's going to stem you or kind of weave you, the big emphasis is you want to stay square as long as possible. What we don't want is to open up too quickly, at least in this technique. So when I'm backpedaling, I'm here, but I'm staying square at all times. Always making sure that I'm maintaining that positive shin angle, and I'm not getting to that negative shin angle. Now, when we get to our breaks, I think sometimes there's big conversations between, do you replace, and a replace step is just that, or do you T-step? I may be on the different side, or I may be on the controversial side. I don't care. I think there's times and places where you'll end up doing both. So whatever works for you, in my opinion, helps. I think it's more important at the angle that you're going at compared to how you decide to stop and reverse yourself. So I may, during this, do both different ways. That is up to you or your coach, how they decide to want to do it. But when we're coming up, and we'll just pretend that we're hitting it out here, what I want on those very first few steps coming out of that break, if I were to frame you coming out of that break, it should look exactly like what you would coming out of your first step in your 40-yard dash. For us, think that it's your ability to launch out with as much force as you want. So we don't want those feet coming out and up. And we say gas pedal. When I come out of that break, I'm planning, I'm using this foot, okay? This is gonna stop me. This is my gas pedal, and I am launching out as hard as I possibly can. Your ability in and out of the break, just like the receiver, is going to be what creates or condenses that space. And at all times, that is our job as defensive backs, is to condense space. So when I'm coming down, I'm making sure I'm being very aggressive with my arms, everything just like I would in a 40-yard dash. I think too many times when we're going into our technique, and you'll see one of the drills that coaches just kind of come here and work on that. To me, when I'm backpedaling, this foot's going to stop my direction this way and lead me to that horizontal idea of where I'm going, okay, whether it's up or an out. And that foot, that next foot's really going to be my gas pedal. And your ability to push as hard as you possibly can is what's going to condense that space. It's not necessarily a speed movement, okay? So it's not this quick feet and go. It's this strong, powerful movement that we really want to see you come out of. A quick tip on when we're coming downhill, and I know we talked about it coming, do we replace or do we T-step? If we're taking that same out, and my angle down to them, what I want is I want to take an angle of where if I jump it early, I can come undercut it. If I'm there normally, I can go either make the tackle or get a pass breakup. But this is where it really kind of allows you to stay really aggressive, but also protect yourself. If you take the right angle and they do a double move, out and up, sluggo, anything like that, as soon as you start to see them go vertical, you allow yourself to take an angle, make contact, squeeze them out to the sideline. So your angle that you're going at wants to give you all three of those. One, where you can stop and undercut it. Secondly, pass breakup or quick tackle, so no yak yards. Or third, go make contact on any double route. Next one I have to open up, and this gets a little bit technical, and I'll try to kind of simplify it as much as possible. But if I'm opening myself up, okay, I'm going to take this foot, and if I'm opening this way, I'm going to turn it here. So for us, it's going to be an internal rotation, and that foot's going to be the gas pedal. A lot of times what you get is that high kickover, and the only thing that's allowing you to move back is going to be more momentum here. And as we did say, we want the momentum to help carry us backwards, but we do have to help it just because we need to be able to launch out. So when we're coming here, we turn, and that foot, that left foot, if I'm going this way, is going to be my gas pedal. Okay, so if I'm here, I'm opening, and I'm really driving myself out. That foot, just like our 40-yard dash stance or sprint, is staying close to the ground so we can push even harder. If I'm too much in the air this way, I have nothing but my momentum to carry me backwards. And I want to help myself out by launching out and really kind of almost rubber banding that ability to get vertical if I need to. And you don't see that kind of hop into it. And you'll see it, especially when you're kind of watching from a very close chain when you're just doing traditional DB drills. You'll see a lot of guys that almost hop into it. Lastly, we're going to talk about tempo and how you actually tempo yourself back to allow that cushion to be close. And again, this is very specific to the coverage that you're calling or the scheme. I'm going to go into more of a off man just because I think once we understand that, you can understand how to close that cushion and keep it wide depending on what you're actually doing. And like we said before, you've got 10 spaces a receiver can go. 7 of them are up. You've got a go, post, slant. Go, post, and corner route. The deepest under route you're going to have is a 15-yard out. Generally, you can sniff out 15-yard outs a lot easier than you can anything else. So my thought process of how I'm allowing them to close that cushion is I'm pedaling back so that when I'm at 15 yards, they're at 12 yards. What it does, it keeps me on top for any go route post or corner. So as I'm pedaling back, I'm matching so that as he gets to about 12 yards, we'll say this white line is 12 yards, that's when I'm going to open. Because now if you pedal too close and he opens you, that's kind of one of the byproducts and downsides of a back pedal is if they get to your toes too quickly and you have to open, it gives you them space to go the opposite direction. And that's going to be one of their tactics to go through. I hope you guys enjoy today in this series. I look forward to doing more of them. Thank you.